Hello, welcome to The Parish Line, a production of CGov, the Calcasieu Parish Government Channel, about the events, programs, and policies of the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury. On this month's program, we'll visit the new Allen P. August Center Annex that just opened in Lake Charles. We'll check in with the Parish Animal Services for a look at their ongoing pet adoption efforts, and we'll learn how the Parish Library System is a good financial investment. First, we'll visit McNeese State University, where Calcasieu Parish officials, along with representatives of McNeese, the City of Lake Charles, and the Southwest Louisiana Economic Development Alliance, broke ground recently on the Southwest Louisiana Entrepreneurial and Economic Development Center project. The Seed Center will be a one-stop economic development partnership to enhance the regional economy and will host a variety of public and private entities dedicated to business development. Parish Administrator Brian Beam explains that the concept for the center came about several years ago with an idea for a local business incubator.
A group of us went to Dallas to look at an incubator they had there as part of the university or the community college in that area. And we learned a lot about the benefits of them. And so that was probably the genesis for our local efforts. We visited others as well. Eventually, when Hurricane Rita did hit, it was after that point when the current Seed Center, which we all have been talking about, kind of started coming together.
And what we've found is that startup businesses have a very high failure rate, sometimes as high as 80% the first year. So it's tough to get a small business started. If you're in the incubator process, in addition to having a location that you can afford and support from equipment and technical expertise, you also have mentoring available. And we'll have mentors from McNeese faculty and from professions such as attorneys and accountants if someone needs some assistance like that. And the rule of thumb is that if you're in an incubator, it greatly enhances your chance of success, as much as 80% success rate, 20% failure, just the opposite of regular startups.
After Hurricane Rita, the Louisiana Recovery Authority required every parish that was impacted by the storm to put together what is called a long-term community recovery plan. Every parish had to do that. And so we got together with all the locals, got input from other government agencies, from private groups, citizens, and there was a lot of good ideas about what's needed. And this isn't just for response, immediate response. This was long-term recovery to be more prepared in terms of the structures and for future storms, but also economically. So out of all of that, it's sort of metamorphosed into the Seed Center, and we didn't call it that then, but that's what it's commonly known as now. That's when that whole idea began to gel. And it actually ended up being the highest rated project locally within the parish that the police jury had in its plan. And what made that come together so well was McNeese University. Everybody understood the significance and the potential if you had this center on the local university campus, and McNeese serves the whole region. So everybody had been working together well, but McNeese was sort of that missing link that tied it all together, with them providing the property, with the parish providing the prioritization of that project and its recovery plan. It was very successful and it was well received by the LRA.
What we expect to do is have members of our faculty from the College of Business here, members of our Small Business Development Unit that will be here, classrooms, there will be alliance partners, the Chamber will be here. It will be a place where synergy can happen. It won't just be a traditional incubator. It will be a place where businesses that are already in this community can learn more about exporting, where they can learn more about innovation, new ideas in business, where our faculty can learn more about connecting with the businesses that are here, where our students can have an opportunity to learn what it's like to start a business, to be entrepreneurs.
I think this facility will make a statement that we're serious about business, that we're open for business. We want to help businesses get started here in Southwest Louisiana.
I would say it's extremely rare anywhere in the United States for a college campus to be the host of the local Chamber of Commerce for a city of the size of Lake Charles. That gives us incredible opportunities to interact with business in ways that are not possible in other places.
The police jury has had a long-term commitment to economic development because that's where the jobs ultimately come from, and you have to look ahead and you have to plan for them. A study had actually been completed in the last year or two that was done by the Alliance, and it was very helpful about long-term needs for this area, and really prominent was the fact that this area needs to develop its small business economy better. We rely a great deal on industry, which has been great for this area, but between gaming industry and the aerospace industry, there's a need for more small businesses. That's the premise behind the incubator, is to grow small businesses, help them get started, nurture them, and the police jury, as the local governing authority for the parish, has a stake in that, and they can have the ability to help that happen by pushing something like the Seed Center, with the idea that private money will follow, as well as some research projects between the university and business people, business faculty. The things that we don't know that might come out of that are what are exciting. We know there'll be some good businesses come out of that, but it's some synergies of academic world and the business world and government working together. We expect some really innovative things to come out of that effort.
The Seed Center will be on McNeese property behind the businesses on the west side of Ryan Street. Construction is expected to take about 2 years. Calcasieu Parish Public Libraries have released a study revealing that the library is a wise investment for Calcasieu Parish citizens. Jessica Conrad spoke to the library director about the findings.
A recent study assessed the cost and benefits of the Calcasieu Parish Public Library. The findings represent not only a positive educational impact, but also a positive economic impact.
In this study, we found that for every dollar we get from the taxpayers, it's $5.42 in return for the community. And when we say that, I mean the library brings a lot of things to the plate. And one of them is educating the public. When you have an educated society, people tend to better themselves. When they better themselves, they get an increase in pay. When they get an increase in pay, of course, they buy more things. There's that positive ripple effect to the community.
While books are a mainstay to the library, other forms of media have shown to be accessed by the community. The study shows that the digital revolution has not had a negative effect on the use of traditional print media, but has drawn a new category of user to the library.
DVD, downloadable. One of the most popular things is books on CD, because people like to listen to the book as they drive, especially the truck drivers. And then you have, of course, the other things that we have available, programs, such as summer reading program for the kids. We have story time. There are all kinds of programs that entice the kids to enjoy coming to the library. The AV material complements the material we have here. We're actually seeing an increase in our circulation. For example, in last year, in 2009, our circulation went up 17%, which means we went over the million circulation for the first time in 5 years. And this year, we're up about 5%. So people do value their library.
The Internet is becoming more widely used for job applications in e-government. Most of the public that enters the library uses the Internet.
For every 5 people, 4 of them come in and use the Internet. You know, there is probably, unfortunately, a have and a have-not situation when people having computers. The people come in here and utilize the computer.
The Calcasieu Parish Public Library impacts not only the library visitors, but the entire community.
This is a good document for businesses to look at when they're thinking about bringing their business into Lake Charles or Calcasieu Parish area. Because when businesses come in, they look at 3 things: school, infrastructure, and library. And this is a great document to entice them to think about coming to this area for their business.
For the Parish Line, I'm Jessica Conrad.
The library also hosts computer and other educational classes that are believed to have a positive impact on the community. However, because they are funded by a grant from the state library and not local taxpayer dollars, their impact was not included in the study. The Calcasieu Parish Business and Career Center, along with Families Helping Families, co-sponsored a job fair for individuals with disabilities recently. Molly Morgan explains.
Diversity in the workplace includes workers with disabilities, and the Work Pays Job Fair did just that on October 27th. Director for the Workforce Investment Board, Stephanie Simeon, tells us more.
We are here to help people find employment and or training. We can assist them with training financially. We can help them find jobs based on the skills that they have, and also help them to apply for their unemployment benefits. And we do that by assisting with them with a telephone number to the call center, or they can come in and apply online, and we give them some assistance in applying online on the computer.
There are several organizations that are partners with the Workforce Investment Board.
We're partnering with Families Helping Families as well as Louisiana Rehab Services. This is like our second one here at the center. They've had about 5 or so in the city, but this is our second annual here at the Business and Career Solutions Center.
The WorkPays Job Fair has existed for years. It offers tips for applicants and has been part of a national movement.
The WorkPays Job Fair has been in existence around 6 or 7 years. It's created for people with disabilities to give them a chance to come by and apply for jobs or maybe get assistance in applying for a job. It's something that I've been a part in, like I said, from the beginning, because I know from personal experience how hard it is to find employment and work and have a disability, because I've been there. And so hopefully with the resources and information they get here and the tips and things we share with them, it'll be a little easier for them when applying for a job.
Wallace explains that applicants need to dress for success, bring a resume, and be prepared for an interview.
It's open to all disabilities. And the neat thing we know about society is the general public is also invited, because if you don't have a disability now, you may get one naturally through the aging process as you go along, or it may be through a tragic accident or something. We hope that's not the case, but we know that's not how life is. Sometimes life treats us unfairly. So if you don't have a disability, it's neat to know the resources and things that are out there, because you may acquire a disability later on in life.
Individuals with disabilities within the workplace have many concerns.
One of the biggest concerns of those seeking employment in this disability affairs are what happens to the disability benefits and medical insurances that I receive as a result of the wages that I may end up earning from employment. My job as a benefits planner for them is to explain to them in layman terms what are the rules and regulations regarding going to work with the disability programs that they receive from Social Security. In addition to looking at their Social Security benefits and medical insurances, we want to make sure that they have an understanding of how the other federal and state programs that they are benefiting from may be affected by the income that they're earning from the new job as well. Those would include food stamp assistance, Medicaid waiver services, unemployment benefits, veterans benefits, child care, subsidized housing. So as long as the individual is receiving benefits from other sources in addition to Social Security, we want to make sure that they have a complete picture of what their benefits will look like once the onset of income from that job starts to come in.
Depending on an individual's disability and their benefits determines their job status.
Some people would prefer part-time, others full-time. It depends on that particular status and the disability that they are dealing with. We encourage work. We would like to see them become substantially employed. That makes them less depending on the benefits that they receive from Social Security. But we understand that with the amount of the disability benefits they're getting, usually those benefits are not enough to make ends meet during the normal course of a month. We encourage them that working and an income from employment not only assists in monetary improvement, but self-esteem as well. We all feel good about our self-worth when we are employed. That's what our aim is. But just to be able to get them to understand that employment is vital to combining what you have at your disposal with those disability checks, in addition to the importance of employment.
Employers are always looking for skilled workers and have been excited to participate in the WorkPays Job Fair.
Pride Industries has a unique mission to create jobs for people with disabilities, and so we have the Public Works Department at Fort Polk, and we hire people that have some kind of barriers to employment and need accommodations to be successful at work. So we partner with them to give them the training they need so that they can be successful.
Basically, we just want to get our information out. We're trying to get the information about Ward 3 recreation out to the public. We do have different positions that we offer as far as office positions, clerical positions, maintenance positions, and groundskeeping positions.
For the Parish Line, I'm Molly Morgan.
For more information about jobs for individuals with disabilities, visit the websites workpays.org or the Parish website at cppj.net. You are watching The Parish Line, a production of CGov, the Calcasieu Parish Government Channel, about the events, programs, and policies of the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury. With the aim of making its Office of Community Services programs more accessible, the Police Jury has opened a new Multipurpose Center Annex in North Lake Charles. J.P. Booth has details.
The Alan P. August Multipurpose Center is officially opened with a ribbon-cutting ceremony held on its front lawn. The center, named after former police juror Alan P. August Sr., will house two programs currently offered to residents of Calcasieu Parish. Director of the Office of Community Services Randy Vincent explains how this new building will help in operating those two programs.
We plan to expand our Food for Service program, which it's actually in operation throughout the entire month, but 2 days out of the month we get really busy when we have distribution, and that will involve not only 2,700 to 3,000 citizens moving in and out of our facility across the street and now here to receive, to do paperwork and to receive their commodity products or food products, if you will, but it also will give us some a little bit of elbow room when it comes to loading and unloading. We have trucks that come in from Baton Rouge, the Baton Rouge area, to deliver the food products, and we also have vehicles that come into the area to take food products to the outlying areas, because we do serve Vinton and Ioway and Sulphur, Westlake, Corliss, and even DeQuincy. So all of these areas receive the food products. So it will allow us to more efficiently manage that process to make certain that we're being a little bit safer when it comes to traffic. Our seniors are you know, they've earned the right to park where they want to, and that's probably the best way to put it. And so we want to make sure that we can accommodate them a little bit more effectively and deliver the type services we need to deliver without causing too much congestion or too much disruption when traffic flows through Moline and Prater Street.
The center was an 8-year project that included funding from the state's capital outlay program. Former State Representative Elsie Guillory was instrumental in securing those funds and attended the ceremony.
As I stand before you this morning, I think of what a long time the building was in coming for our seniors, and we'll finally have a central place for social and community activity and service. I hope the building is used to its fullest. I've always been of the opinion that if a senior can pay tax and make it possible where we are today and for this, then we ought to take care of them and make service that would provide, that they could utilize, accessible to them.
We will be basically utilizing all of our programs. The Retired Senior Volunteer Program, which is headed up by Michelle Guidry, the Medical Reserve Corps, which is headed up by Angela Jewett, our healthcare screening program, which is headed up by Erica Kao. We will allow all of those programs to function at some time or another in this building for the benefit of our seniors. We will allow those programs to certain events to be hosted here to make certain that our seniors have access in this facility just as they do in the Multipurpose Center across the street, in 2424 3rd Street, and the Willie T. Garrick Center out in Mossville, and even our other outlying venues. We want to make certain that we duplicate those services here on top of what we plan to have as anchor programs, and that is mainly our Food for Seniors and LIHEAP activities.
The Multipurpose Center boasts over 4,700 square feet with an event room, a full kitchen, as well as offices.
The intent from my administrators, Mark and Brian, at the time, they said, well, we just want to make certain that this building does not clash with the existing multipurpose center annex. And we just wanted to blend and blend into the community. So thus you have the earth tones on the brick, and the design, it blends very well with the facility across the street. And the design is pretty simple. We have a main activity room, which is where our seniors will be able to have their activities. And on the back side, which faces Prater Street, we have a kitchen that is it's near commercial level, with the exception of the appliances. But in addition to that, we do have 3 office spaces that will be utilized here to make sure we have the staff accommodations that we need.
For the Parish Line, I'm J.P. Booth.
For more information on the new Multipurpose Center Annex or the programs housed there, you can visit the Parish website at cppj.net or call 721-4020. Calcasieu Parish always has a surplus of dogs and cats seeking a good home. Margaret Higgins checked in with our Animal Services and Adoption Center for this story on adoption programs currently underway.
Walking in your door after a long, hard day and greeting a cold nose and wagging tail or a welcoming meow and a soft purr takes away some of the stress. Waiting to have the opportunity to make someone happy and relaxed are lots of adorable dogs and cats at the Calcasieu Parish Animal Services and Adoption Center. Adoption Coordinator Ann Godo tells us how you can own one of these loving pets.
We try and choose animals that are going to be animal friendly with other people and with maybe small children, so there's a big variety for the different citizens that come in. When they come in, we try and match them up with the right animal. If they're looking for a cat, we try and choose a good cat for them. If they're looking for a dog, we try to see if they have possibly a small home, active home. There are different areas that we try to look at to get the right animal in the right home. Right now it's Adopt a Senior Month, and we do have some older dogs. That's usually really good for older people or people that are just kind of wants to hang out and don't really do anything, or even with active people that don't want anything that has to be high maintenance, that they can just leave alone for a little while they go do their thing. Usually the high maintenance people, we tell them cats are really good for a pet because they can pretty well get along on their own. If they have to go away for a weekend, you can leave a cat by themselves for a weekend. But generally dogs, the older dogs are better with small children. Certain breeds, not all of them, but and so it just depends on their circumstances. Once they've done that, then we go through the other interview in the front to make sure that they're really ready for a pet, telling them all the financial responsibilities and what's happened with the animal already and what they'll need to do to continue his health or her health. And that's about it. If it's not fixed yet, then we'll fix it before they leave with it, and they'll come back and get it after it's spayed or neutered.
If you already have a dog or a cat and are worried about how your pet will get along with the new pet, Ann has a few suggestions.
When they come in and they have another dog, and maybe they didn't bring their other dog with them, I'll usually tell them to come back to see if those animals get along. We'll put them in the big adoption gardens because it's a little bit less crowded. I try to put male with females normally because they tend to get along better. Puppies and older dogs sometimes don't mesh, so you just have to let them know that this might take a little bit longer to get together. But the older dog usually will get along eventually. It just might take a little while. So there is an area for them to play together to see if they get along. It might take a couple of hours, you know. They have all the time they can need. We're not going to set them up on a time limit.
If you're in the market for that soft purr or wagging tail, Animal Services has one request.
I just would like them to come in and adopt some animals. I know it's Christmas time. A lot of people think about and research and wait for Christmas to come and get a pet. And I would like them to come here to do it because it would be really nice to find some of our animals a home for the holidays and let them be in a forever home.
Calcasieu Parish Animal Services and Adoption Center, 5500A Swift Plant Road, or call 721-3730. For the Parish Line, I'm Margaret Higgins.
Animal Services adoption hours are Monday through Friday from 12 to 5:30 p.m. Adoptions will also be held on Saturday, December 11th at PetSmart for the annual Santa Paws promotion. That's the Parish Line for the month of November. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like details on any of the stories on this month's program or to watch the Parish Line on the web, visit cppj.net.